Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Ray Vision podcast. Tonight, I got myself Hector and Mario.
What up?
And today, we are going to be reviewing the 6th episode of HBO's The Last of Us. Right? The Last of Us. And
that was even. I tried doing the theme music. That wasn't even it. That was like some cowboy shit. I did. Bow, bow, bow. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I'm like, that's not even Last of Us theme music.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah. I mean, hey, fuck it, man. That's your version. That's HBO's version. No. Before we get into it, guys, you guys can listen to us anywhere: Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Pretty much any of the basic major platforms. And make sure you guys follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast. Or if you don't want to go out there and look for these things, type it out. Just go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. Mm-hmm. You will see all of our socials and links. But yeah, so HBO's The Last of Us, 6th episode. We're almost done. We're halfway done, bro. We're more than halfway done with the show, with the first season.
Yeah, bro. And
I'm curious, man. I'm curious to see what the fuck's gonna happen. So there are some things that I do want to mention. So in the start of the episode, it's winter. It's finally winter.
Mm-hmm.
Is it winter or is it just the fact that they're in the mountains type shit? You know.
No, I would say it's wintertime because they're celebrating Christmas. Remember?
Oh, right.
Winter.
Right,
I would say winter.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so we get the shot where basically this takes place in this cabin, right? Mm-hmm. Where we see this random guy carrying these rabbits and stuff. He goes inside, and we see this lady, and I believe they look like Native Americans to me.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
They look like indigenous people, like some like Native Americans, and turns out Joel is right there holding, he points the gun at the guy that goes in. He's like, hey. And he asks him questions like he's trying to find out where Tommy is. Mm-hmm. Right. And they seem chill, bro.
Yeah.
They were just chill as fuck, like, whatever, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And this is the part where I wanted to mention is Joel does his famous thing. And I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I know.
So he pulls up this map and he shows it he tells the guy, he's like, hey, I just need directions on where this where we are. Like, where are we? Because we don't know, right? Mm-hmm. So where are we? You better point the same exact spot that your wife did or some shit, right? Or else, you know. Yeah. And in the video games, once again, spoilers, guys. This is a spoiler review. Spoilers. So get out. We're gonna be talking about the first game, the second game, and everything. So this is your cue to leave. But anyways, so in the game, he does that, right? Where he is trying to find for Ellie. Yeah. And this is the gruesome, he goes crazy. This is where I love Joel, right? Yeah. So he does it here, so it makes me wonder, are we going to see it again? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And here's my thing. I feel like this is where I have believability issues, and we're going to get to it in a bit. But then the guy is like, did you tell him the truth? And she's like, yes. He's like, are you telling me the truth? She's like, yes. I thought that was funny. Yeah. And so eventually, they're harmless. They're just good people. They seem like good people because, even the guy's like, you made him soup? He's like, yeah. There's they were hungry.
You let him in. It's like, well, he had a girl with him.
Yeah. And he's like, you made him soup? He's like, yeah, it was cold. So I made him hot soup or whatever the fuck, right? Mm. But yeah. So they were nice people, right? And so I did kind of feel bad that Joe was doing that to him. Yeah. But anyways, they find out where they are and stuff, and they're like, okay, cool, we'll be on our way. And we need to get here. And then they explain, oh, you got to cross the river of death or something. River of death or something. It's like, why do they call it that? And it's like, why do they call it that? Well, it's because when you go to that river, when you see there's a bunch of dead bodies or whatever the fuck, right? Mm-hmm. And then Ellie's like, you're not going to scare us. And then the woman just all chill as fuck, scared him. And you see Joel kind of worried and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then finally they get out. And this is the part I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I think you might know what I'm talking about. Is once Joel steps out, we see Joel shortness of breath. And he's freaking out, and I think it was a panic attack.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought, I'm like, is he having a panic attack or a heart attack?
Yes, I was
one of the two. Yeah, I'm like, but my thing is why is he having it?
Yeah,
why is he having it now?
This is okay. Maybe I'm reaching at this point, right? But guys, spoilers. If you have not played the video games, Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, please leave, guys. I'm about to say something crazy. Spoilers. I thought like it was gonna be like a heart attack, or I thought it was gonna lead. I thought this was gonna like lead up to like Joel's death.
Oh, for real?
Like some type shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, or like he just got like he's just sick. Like he has, I don't know, he's just sick. Like he has a heart problem, and that's how he would go out.
No way.
That's just what I thought. Okay,
Really?
but no, that's just what I thought. I was like, oh my god, we're really gonna set it right. But it later throughout the episode, it changed. My view changed, and I'll get to it. Okay. So finally, they decide, okay, bet, let's go, and they start moving into that river of death or whatever, and we get this cool bridge. What is that? A bridge or a train? It's for trains, right?
It's one of the two, bro.
We couldn't tell because of the snow.
Yeah.
But anyways, at that moment where Ellie and Joel were going to that bridge, the Last of Us fans noticed a flaw in this episode, right?
Yeah, Hector showed me before we started because I didn't notice.
And what they see is there's a drone shot from the eagle eye view where we see, you know, Joel and Ellie crossing this bridge, but in the left side of the corner of the screen,
like the bottom left image, kind of,
we see crew. We see the film crew,
the set crew of the show. You see them literally standing there while they're watching fucking Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey cross this fucking train track / bridge shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what we see. And at that moment, like I actually saw that when I was watching this first episode. I was watching this on my big TV, and I was just looking around. I'm like, wait a second, what the heck is that? People?
You were like Leonardo DiCaprio in that one meme where he's like this, like pointing his finger, like, hey, yeah, like, what's that?
Yeah. No, I paused it. I'm like, wait, did I see that right? And I rewind it and I paused it again, and I'm like, dude, no way. And sure enough, later on, people started reporting, oh my god, look at this flaw. I'm like,
no, dude, when you were talking about this shit, it reminded me of a tick that I saw where it's like, it's not an error, but it's like one of those things where like you're a background character and a background actor in the show. Yeah. And I found this TikTok of basically when they're in the village, right? And I just want to show Hector real quick about this. Look at this guy.
What is this?
Because the TikTok where it's captioned "Just look busy," and look what he's doing with the wood. I didn't notice. I'm like, what the fuck? How did I not notice that? So it's basically you explain it.
It's just this background character that looks like he's shoveling, but he's shoveling
wood,
like
chopped up wood
for fires. But he's doing it with a shovel,
and he's not even like moving it somewhere else. He's moving it in the same pile
into another pile. Yeah. And it's like it's wood that you could pick up with your hands. Yeah, it won't bite you. So yeah, that is funny. What the hell?
So it just reminded me. I'm like, what's that TikTok I saw? I'm like, oh, it's this one. I just want to bring that up real quick. But yeah, you're right, bro. You can literally see like the crew and shit, like people clearly there.
I thought they would edit it out by them. No, it's still there. I just showed it to you right now.
Yeah, he showed me right now. It's still there, bro.
But yeah, okay. So then we finally, you know, they're crossing the river of death, and finally, we just get a bunch of people on horses, like they surround them, bro. We're like, yo, what the fuck? And Mario, do you want to explain this scene?
So, so basically, Joel and Ellie, they're walking across this field trying to find Tommy, right? And all of a sudden, they get pulled up on some like Red Dead Redemption type shit, bro.
Yeah, right.
And there's this like they're surrounded by a bunch of people on horses, right? And they're being questioned, like, why are you here? Like,
who are you?
Are you
infected?
Like, are you infected? And basically they have this, and they do some good tension building here, bro. Because I'm just like, how the fuck are they gonna get out of this, dude? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? So basically, they have this dog, and if it gets aggressive at you or barks at you, that basically says you're infected, and boom, you're shot.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know Ellie's infected. She clearly has been bitten before. So like when the dog. It first goes to Joel, right? It goes to Joel first. Joel obviously passes, right? Then it goes to Ellie, and there's like this fucking, what's it called? This tension, because right then and there, does he have like another like mini panic attack or heart attack?
Yeah, like Joel starts freaking out. Like he's frozen. Like he starts freaking out. He's like doesn't know what to do, and he's just like, oh my god.
He's just like, sitting there, bro.
He's freaking out.
Yep, and basically the dog is sniffing Ellie while this is happening, and basically nothing happens. The dog doesn't bark, doesn't get aggressive or anything. Yeah. And it's at this moment where you realize we're like, she's infected, but she's not infected.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So, okay. Another thing that I noticed, Mario, in this scene, and I don't know if you notice, once again, guys, spoilers for part 2, Last of Us part 2. As in this moment where these guys are surrounding Joel and Ellie, And they ask Joel, "Who are you? What's your name?" Joel gives out his name. He says, "My name is Joel." And what I thought, oh, they're setting it up. Because the biggest argument of Joel's death in Last of Us Part 2 is that he's so experienced that he wouldn't just blatantly give his name out to strangers. But he did so in the show. So when he does it again to the strangers with Abby, you cannot make that argument anymore. Because like, whoa, yes he has. Remember? He ran into these strangers that was surrounding him by horses, and he said his name to these strangers.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know.
That's what I caught. I'm like, huh, okay. Because it's true. So in the game, you know, we see Joel doesn't trust anybody.
Doesn't trust anybody.
Like even in the show.
And when he encounters like bad guys or like people he doesn't know, he just, the way he portrays himself and how he acts, it just shows like, okay, he's seen shit. He knows how to approach the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before people make the argument, well, no, because Henry and Sam knew his name. Well, the reason why Henry and Sam knew his real name was because of Ellie. Because Ellie was like, Joel. Like, we woke him up. So that's another thing I gotta think about. But it's true. In the game, Joel doesn't trust anyone. He has so much experience surviving. And the main reason why people were upset about Joel's death was the fact that he just threw out his experience out the window and told these people like his random name. Or wait, actually, was it him or was it Tommy, bro? Now I think about it.
I forgot, but I think it was Joel. I think Joel actually gave out his name.
He's like, oh, I'm Joel.
Yeah.
Or was it Tommy who's like, oh, this is my brother Joel?
Oh, yeah. I think it was that actually. This is my brother Joel right here. And that's when everyone was like, well, what the fuck's going on? Like, is this him? It's him. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. It's like, thank you, I'm Tommy, and this is my brother Joel right here. And he's like,
oh, was it?
I think it was like that actually. Now you think about it, 'cause I remember Tommy being like, walking to like the bar counter.
Why were people upset? Oh, I think I'm getting confused. I think people were just upset with Tommy, or I could have sworn people were upset with Joel, but Joel wouldn't act like this or whatever the fuck.
Maybe.
Can you look it up? Bro?
I can look it up.
Look up that scene real quick.
Because I could have sworn remember Tommy doing that.
Yeah, look up that scene real quick because I could have sworn that was a big argument, bro, where people were upset that Joel gave out his name. Either way, if I'm wrong, guys. I apologize. People listening, don't come at me. I apologize if I'm wrong. But based on what I originally thought, right? I thought Joel gave out his name if I can't remember. It's been so... Dude, I only played the game once. It was 2020 when that game came out.
Yeah, I only played it once too.
So I can't remember it, but that's what I painted the picture. It's like, oh, Joel is saying his name to these strangers, and maybe people will make that same argument whenever he meets with Abby. And yes, bro, that's just what I was thinking. Then we finally get Joel, as Mario, is looking it up. I'm gonna continue off. So now Ellie's okay. The dog didn't find anything, and these people, once I could actually hear it.
I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy, this is my brother.
Oh,
Joe.
Yeah.
It was Joel. It was Joel. I fucking knew it. Okay, cool.
It was Joel.
Okay, I was about to say. Okay, so yes, I was right. So Tommy just says, this is my brother. And Joel is the one that says, I'm Joel. Like, I'm Joel, right? Or he says Joel. And so that moment, look, Mario's shaking his head. That moment is why people were so upset. Because, like, listen, Joel has been surviving for 20 plus years.
He's fucked up world.
In his fucked up world, he doesn't trust anyone. And the moment he's in a group with strangers he does not know near their settlement, he then feels comfortable enough to say, yeah, I'm Joel. And people didn't buy that. That's why many people were upset with how that went down. Because, like, Joel wouldn't do that. That's not part of his character, blah, blah, blah. So that, I made the connection to the fucking show where Joel said, I'm Joel, openly to strangers. So that argument will not be applied to here when he eventually says his name again to another group of strangers. That argument cannot be used.
No, I didn't make that connection, bro. Well, but that's I see.
What do you think about that?
No, you're right. I mean, if anything, this just proves what they're gonna do in season 2.
I mean, right? Yeah. And if it does, like I said, you heard it here first. You won't be able to make the argument. But Joe's been surviving, blah blah blah. He's been, blah, 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 you know what I mean? He wouldn't do that. Well, no, look, remember this episode? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's my thing. Okay, so I was right. I could have.
Yeah.
I just.
No,
I had that mixed up, bro.
Because when I remember saying, "Oh, I'm Tommy," and then this is my brother Joe, I thought Tommy. I was like, "No way!" I
Yeah.
thought Tommy because I remember him turning around. I was right about that, but he just said brother.
It's
That's
my
all he-
brother.
Yeah.
And then Joel's like, Joel. And so anyways, so finally these people, they find out Ellie and Joel are not infected. Once he says, I'm Joel, everyone's surprised. There's this lady in the horse. She goes in front. She's like, and everyone's giving that face. And then all of a sudden, boom, we get a shot of horses riding on some Red Dead shit.
Yeah,
So we
yeehaw,
finally get to
motherfucker.
the town, the settlement. And dude, that settlement looks crazy. That shit looks bomb.
I wonder where they filmed this, bro, because
Yeah,
all
right.
that's real. No fake shit. I'm like, that's all practical, dude. Which is, shout out to HBO and the crew of Last. I don't know how they managed to do it. I think they said like all the towns cooperated with them, like the store
Yeah.
owners, which is cool. Like, shout out to you guys too. I mean, it made it more believable, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was badass. This
So-
town was well built.
So we finally get this town and stuff, and then we later Joel finally reunites with Tommy.
Yeah, and it's
Just
a cool
like in the
moment,
beginning.
bro. It's a really cool moment.
It's a cool moment.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing and stuff, and they eventually go eat. Right? They're eating and stuff. They're eating really fast, Ellie and stuff like that.
She's like, oh my fuck, you can only find this shit. Not even in
Oh,
Fedra.
and speaking of Ellie, bro, I've noticed that they turned up the notch with Ellie in this episode,
what do you mean, like her saying like fuck you,
or like her saying crazy shit. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I think
You know
they
what
did.
I
I
mean?
think they're doing it on purpose, just for like what sets up here in this
Yeah.
episode.
And I've seen some people thought it was annoying. Like she was
No,
just being
dude, that's
annoying.
fucking Ellie. That's
But
legit
No,
Ellie.
but the fact that she was doing it so much, because in the game it's spread out.
Yeah, it is spread out. Yeah, that's true.
With here, it's just consecutively a lot.
Yeah, I can definitely see it, but me, I'm just like, I'm gonna let it slide because
Yeah.
in reality, that's Ellie. Like, she's not doing
Like-
anything out of character.
Yeah, I personally didn't mind. I was like, okay, but I just saw some. I just wanted to point that out because there might be listeners that agree with that statement. And if you do agree with that, hey man, I'd kind of see it.
I know, I do see it,
because
yeah.
there are some times where she's really consecutive.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
okay, so here's another connection. I don't know if you made.
Yeah, no, this I saw. This I 100% saw.
All right, let me say this real quick. Here's another connection that I made. So while Ellie is eating and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
she notices someone staring at her, and she screams out, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And the camera quickly pans to this girl standing behind this post, and she's staring at Ellie, and then obviously gets spooked off once Ellie says that, and she runs away.
Yeah.
At that moment, I knew, spoilers. I knew they're hinting Dina.
Yeah, bro.
I think that is Dina.
No, I think
We don't know yet, but I think that is, bro.
Basically, they basically did because I'm pretty sure there's a podcast where they recap all the episodes,
Uh-huh.
and like the director or who the fuck's in charge of this shit that you see at the end of these recaps,
Right.
he's basically say like maybe we're hinting at someone from part 2. We don't know. I'm not gonna confirm anything, but it's basically saying that yeah, bitch, this is Dina. That's Dina, bro. Come on
Yeah.
now. Like it's so
It has to be.
obvious, bro.
It has to
Like
be.
come on now. Like that's clearly anybody who's played the fucking game knows what she looks like. Like that's fucking Dina, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember when I saw it, I was like, yo, did they just tease Dina? Because remember, we said this in the last one. Or we're like, bro, are we going to see any characters from like part 2? And bitch, we were right.
Yeah.
We
but
did.
but that's if, right?
No,
You
no,
never
it's
know.
not. It's
You
basically
never know.
99%, bro. I'm
Yeah, but I
100%
noticed that. I'm like, no way. That's actually Dina. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, right? At least we know. And so obviously, Joel was like, you know what? Can I have some alone time with my
Tommy-
family?
With my Tommy boy.
And then Tommy hits him with, I forgot her name. What was her name?
fuck. I can look it up.
He grabs Tommy, the girl that brought in Joel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she is family, Joel. And we find out that's his wife.
Wife, yeah, man.
Which obviously, like, for people who like the games, some people might hate it, some people might not. The reason why some people might hate it
Maria.
was because, Maria, because in the game, she was a white blonde girl, and here she's a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just pointing it out. Maybe some people may hate that or whatever. And me, I was like, okay, 'cause we didn't know her name at that point yet, right? We found out there, did we?
I don't remember.
Because I don't remember her saying her name.
I don't think so.
Like,
either.
like I think that was the first time. Where like, I think that might have been the first time. Like, oh, this is Maria, or like whatever. Could it be? Okay, because either way, because maybe she did. I just didn't remember. So when he said, "Oh yeah, well she's part of the family," I was shocked. Like I was, oh shit, okay, so this is Maria, okay, because I didn't know, because I can't remember if she said her name or not. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is Tommy, okay, so this is Maria. I get that makes sense.
No,
Why they're together.
I was confused. I was like, wait, because it's been so long since
Yeah.
I played the game. I was like, wait, wasn't Maria white? And I
Yeah.
was like, so I had to look up. I was like, she was white. They just made her black here. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, as soon as Tommy said, well, she is part of family, he grabs her hand. I'm like, oh, I'm like, that's Maria. Okay, cool. Obviously, I didn't paint the picture because
Yeah, I know what you
because
mean.
of the race swap, right? So I
Yeah.
wasn't yeah. But yeah, so that's Maria. We finally get to meet them, and obviously, later on, they're giving Maria's giving this tour because she basically runs the place.
Yeah, it's basically her town.
Yeah,
dude.
she's running the place and stuff, and giving a tour and stuff. And then another thing, Mario, I don't know if you noticed, is, well, actually, okay, there was a moment while they were giving the tour. There was a dialogue between Joel and Tommy as they're walking, and I think Tommy mentions like that he was killing certain infected, and he mentions the variable scope. He's like, oh, like this is nitpick. This is really nerdy. Okay, this is really nerdy.
Oh, yeah.
Is he mentions like the he's like, oh yeah, something infected blah blah with the variable scope or like the variable scope, and I was like, oh shit, it's the variable rifle.
Yeah.
It's a variable rifle from the game.
Yeah.
You know? So that was like, many people would be like, what the fuck, really? You
Like, who
wrote
gives a
that in.
fuck?
Yeah, but like I just gave a fuck. Like, oh
See,
shit,
motherfucker, I
like,
spent $2.99 on that bitch. What you talking about?
Yeah, right? I mean, it's also the single player. It's in the single player too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, never mind.
I could have sworn it is. But either way, it's in the it's a gun from the game, guys. So I
Yeah.
just took note of that. I'm like, oh shit, he's talking
Yeah.
about the variable scope. Yeah, the
Mhm.
variable rifle. And then, like what you said, we see Ellie meet Shimmer
Yeah,
as
bro.
a pony, which
There's a lot of what's the word for it? There's a lot of Easter eggs, I guess you can say, in
Yeah.
this episode.
yeah, which Shimmer is obviously Ellie's horse in part 2.
Yeah.
So we see Shimmer as a pony. So I think that's pretty cool. So then we finally get that scene from the game. Another iconic scene.
The one in the bedroom?
No, not yet.
Oh.
The one where Joel and Tommy have this discussion. They're finally one-on-one.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when Tommy's like asking for help and stuff like that. He's like, hey, I need you to blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And this is where Tommy announces that, hey, I'm going to be a father. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I thought, I was like, oh, that fucking hurts type shit. And I don't know why Joel didn't mention it. Was, remember when Tommy was like, so how's Tess?
Yeah, I know.
And then Joel was like, she's fine.
She's
Like,
fine.
that wasn't in the game, I don't believe.
I don't think so.
I don't think
no.
it was. I don't think that was in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, damn, Joel, come on, man, just tell him,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're having this discussion, and they have the same discussion where me and Hav, and I think you, what we're hoping to see in the show, because remember how like they were saying, oh, we're gonna see some things and take out some things or whatever. In the game, we see where Joel's basically saying like, you're not gonna help me after all the things I've done to you. And then Tommy's like, what do you mean? We've killed people. The things we've done was blah blah blah, right? They do it again in the show. We don't see what Tommy and Joel have done. But I hope we get like a
flashback.
like not in this season, obviously it won't make sense, but like some type of spin-off. I don't know. Like I'm always curious to see what they did, especially in the game with Joel and Bill. Remember, it's like, you gotta help me. Remember the time I did this for you, blah blah. And then Bill's like, all right, like, you know what I
This
mean?
is my last fucking favor.
Yeah, like I want to know those things, but we still don't get it.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's just one thing that I noticed, right? And so yeah, Tommy announces that he has a baby. He says that he's scared and he wonders if he's gonna be a good dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joel hits him with, I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
And then Tommy gets upset. Tommy's like, what the fuck? That's all you got to say, you know?
Yeah.
Not congratulating him. And this is the part I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's true.
Tommy gets
That is
mad.
fucked. Yeah, it's fucked.
Tommy gets mad, gets upset that Joel said that. Like, instead of being excited, like, oh, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy says, just because life stopped for you
Yeah.
doesn't mean it has to stop for me.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I mean, that one got that
Oh.
shit, man. So if you hit me with that shit, I'd be like, got my
That shit, yeah, right.
got my ass.
Got my ass lacking.
For real.
Stop it. Yeah. No, bro. When I saw it, I'm like, dude, that hurt, bro. I felt Joel. I'm like, fuck.
I know what you mean,
I
man.
can say that. And that, I don't think that was that in the game? I
don't
can't
think
remember.
so. I don't think so.
So yeah, I really did like that part. Cause yeah, and so obviously Joel doesn't say a word. He gets mad. He storms out, and we get another moment of him having this panic attack when he steps out. Remember,
Yep, mhm.
he's like hard breathing, whatever, and he gets a glimpse that he thinks he sees Sarah,
Yeah.
but it's Sarah, but it's someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, dang, like what the heck? And then we get this scene where Maria and Ellie are together, and Ellie gets her new clothes, which is the iconic jacket that she has.
Yeah.
and they start talking and stuff. And this is the part where
Ellie, this is
You're
where
going.
this is the part where Maria and Ellie are having a one-on-one, and
Mm-hmm.
she's cutting Ellie's hair. Excuse me, she's cutting Ellie's hair, and they're just having a chat. And before this scene takes place, Ellie's walking around the living room, and she sees this like just like is it like chalkboard or some shit like that, where Maria has the name of her son who passed away, and they have Sarah's name on there because I'm guessing because of Tommy.
yeah,
So she sees that, and as they're having this one-on-one in the kitchen while she's cutting her hair, Ellie just assumes that it's their kid. So she says like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry about your kids," and she's like, and Maria's like, "Kid." What was the kid's name? The son?
I forgot, bro.
I don't know. For now, let's just say it was Tim. Yeah, Tim was mine.
Yeah.
Sarah was Joel's, or some shit.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact lines, and Ellie was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Joel didn't tell you about that. I see."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And then she says, "Well, that explains a lot."
Yeah, that explains a lot, bro. Because it explains why Joel's so fucking
Kind of be bitter and stuff.
bitter, such like an emotionless kind of person, and really. And then I believe after that, that's when the movie theater scene happens, right? Where like they're in like the town hall, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and Ellie's watching a movie in a world that's so fucked up. Where you see like that this town has some sort of humanity left in it, bro.
Yeah.
They're watching a fucking movie in a zombie-ridden world, and you get a sense where like, wow, like this town is actually safe. As a viewer, you're like, whoa, this is a safe town.
The town looks amazing. And it's huge.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's fucking big.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and they had the scene, and then I believe I forgot Tommy's there too, but I forgot how he gets dragged out. Does Joel go up to him?
No. It's so Joel is in the workshop place, duct taping his boots or something.
Yeah.
Like trying to fix his boots or something. And then Tommy comes in and he gives him a new pair of boots, right? And then this is where Tommy's like, "Hey," he apologizes. "I shouldn't have said that to you. Blah blah blah," And then they have this conversation. And this, bro, I don't know if you noticed, man. Like I've been noticing these different things, and I'm like, dude, I have some believability issues. Is Joel is like straight up pouring out to Tommy. He's like, "Hey, you got to take her, blah, blah, blah. I'm not as young. I'm not as strong and fast, blah, blah, blah." He explains how he froze out there with the dog. He's like, and he says, he literally says, I'm scared. He's like, "I'm scared. I'm weak. I'm this, I'm that." And to me, I was kind of like shocked because I'm like, huh. At this, like, in the game, bro, Joel wasn't like that.
We don't really get to see Joel break down like this.
No, dude.
And I just believe in HBO's version, and I think this is just how they're gonna take Joel. Because I'm with you. I kind of didn't fuck with the fact that Joel's breaking down like this, just because I feel like it was not so. No, I kind of feel like it was kind of rushed in a way. Because like, where was this in the other episodes? Really,
Right.
Where like, yeah, we see it here, but we're also seeing him break down in the same episode where we're seeing these signs. Like, if this breakdown would have happened next episode, I'd been like, all right, we got to see a little bit of it. I can understand it. But I think in just the show, bro, they're trying to really just humanize Joel more and show him like he's not this like strong, emotionless guy.
But I get it, bro. But like, this is where it's kind of an issue for me, man. It's just believability issues. And let me explain. Is in the game, Joel was not fucking scared. He was ruthless, bro. I mean, the people he's killing and stuff, he doesn't give a fuck, doing his thing. And he's like, "I'm not like that no more, Tommy." I don't know what they're doing here, because here's the thing, right? Right now, we're getting that scene. "I'm scared. I'm weak." He literally says these things.
Yeah.
So how are you going to make the scene believable where he does that torture scene with the guys? Right? Not only that, how is it going to be believable when he does what he does at the end of the game? Goes berserk, kills all the fireflies. Spoilers, kills all the fireflies and take Ellie. If he's weak. You know what I mean? Because in the game, he's not weak at all. He's not mentally ill, whatever. He's like, "This is my goal, whatever. I'm going to do everything for Ellie, blah, blah, blah." And he's very selfish and stuff. But here they're playing him out to be like, "Oh, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this no more. I can't kill more people. I can't blah, blah, blah." Right? So that's where the believability issue comes in. Or can it be like this, Mar? Hear me out. Where he thinks this way. He's like, "I'm not like this no more. I'm weak. I'm tired. I'm having these panic attacks. But I can't do this, Tommy. Mentally breaking down. And will that mindset shift the moment when Ellie is in danger? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment right here, he wants to give up. He's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't kill. I'm weak-minded. I'm this, I'm that. What if that changes once he finds out in that scene where Ellie's missing?
Mm-hmm.
And he finds out, fuck no. He goes back to that serious Joel shit, ruthless Joel, because he's doing everything he can to protect Ellie. He's like, no. Does the stabbing shit. Where the fuck is she? And then we're like, whoa, this whole tone shift from Joel. What the fuck is going on? But realistically, it's that father instinct kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the scene where he like saves her and stuff. You could turn on that light over there. Sorry guys, it's getting dark in this bitch.
I got it.
But yeah, Mario, what do you think of that? Or am I tripping? Am I reaching, bro? Am I looking into this too much, man?
I don't know.
Or did you
man.
catch that same thing? Like, do you think of that?
I don't know, bro, because I just truly believe this is just how HBO is gonna its take on Joel.
Mm-hmm.
Where like they obviously they want to make it similar to the game, and they've honored the game. I think the best they possibly could, right? But I also think they also want to make shit unique to their show, and I believe this is just one of the things that's making them unique. Like here, I think they're showing Joel weak for the purpose of saying like, hey man, he's human, he has emotions too, and he's not always this emotionless robot. And to me, I don't obviously I played the game, so I kind of prefer the fact that Joel, not saying he can't be weak or have emotions, obviously. I just think there's better ways to show it than how they showed it in the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just wish they did it a different way. Do I understand why they did it this way in the show? 110% yes.
Yeah.
You know, if you watch the whole episode, you understand why he breaks down. And it's not like this is coming out of nowhere in a way, because I feel like Joel's always felt this, but we're just seeing it here in this episode.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do side with you where like that's not really Joel. But then we got to remember, people who never played the game, this is how this is their introduction to Joel. So like they're not gonna have an issue with it, bro. You gotta remember that also.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. Another thing before we get to your favorite scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna talk about.
Another thing we go into that I wanted to mention, back when Tommy and Joe were having that conversation. Remember the reason why Tommy wasn't contacting Joel?
I forgot. Oh, I remember.
So it's because Maria didn't let Tommy to do so.
Oh yeah.
Because he didn't want to attract. He didn't want to attract Joel because he thought Joel was like
bad company.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maria like doesn't really, and we kind of get that sense in the game too.
Yeah.
Where, like Maria doesn't really fuck with Joel in the game either, bro. So they kind of get to do that in the show.
But to me, I never liked that, bro. It's like, dude, wait, hold on. You're telling me you did not contact me because your wife told you to, because I'm bad company, or you just don't want the risk of other people finding out or whatever. But so this entire time, you left me in the dark thinking you were dead. You know what I mean? And I'm your brother. You know what I mean? It's like, how can you do that to me? To me, I kind of like I'm with Joel with that. It's like, bro,
I'm with Joel
fuck?
on that. Yeah, because that is fucked up of Maria. Not gonna lie.
It's like, bro, can't you at least contact me and say,
hey, I'm alive, but you can't like don't look for me.
Yeah, type shit. Like
I'm just know I'm good. I know what you mean. I'm with Joel on that. Yeah, that is fucked up, Maria. But I can see why, because Maria's thinking of the town.
Man,
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with it at all. Like that is fucked up. That is really messed up.
Right. Okay, so yeah, that was just one moment. And now, obviously, okay, so back to that scene where Joel is talking with Tommy, saying, oh, I'm weak and stuff like that. Tommy eventually, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. Tommy agrees. Tommy agrees that he
And the reason why he agrees is because Joel tells him everything. Like, that Ellie's a cure, bro.
Yeah.
She's
and Tommy's like, when he sits down, he's like, from the beginning. Basically, he wants a story from the beginning.
And so basically, Tommy agrees to it because he, like I said, he wants a better future for his kid. And if his kid can grow up in a world, there's a vaccine and he doesn't have to worry about getting bitten. He's like, and if I die doing that, I don't care.
Right.
That's worth it in my eyes. And that's why eventually he agrees to take on Ellie.
And during this conversation, Ellie overhears.
Yeah. Because
she's out there, like she's just exploring, looking around. She overhears the conversation, and then we get to this famous scene. Mario, if you want to, I know you're really heavily opinionated on it. You want to describe this scene?
So this scene that I'm about to describe is probably the most iconic scene in the video game, and they copied it in the show detail to detail. I mean, like it's an exact replica. I feel like the color of the walls, what they're saying, how Ellie's introduced when the scene happens, like it's all a legit and exact replica. But here's my issue with the scene. I am a firm believer after watching this scene multiple times and watching this scene in the game that I think I'm gonna say I'm doing this. I think I love Bella Ramsey as Ellie. I do. She's Ellie in my mind, and I love
Yeah,
Joel
I like
as I love Pedro Pascal as Joel.
You're about to say I like Joe as Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah. Like I love these two actors as these two characters. Like they in my mind they're Joel and Ellie. I'm like 110%.
Yeah.
But I am a firm believer in this scene, and only in this scene, that I'm pretty sure her name's Ashley Johnson, the VA for Ellie, and Troy Baker, the VA for Joel, are the only two people that could perform this scene. Because when I watched this scene originally, it felt so fucking rehearsed. Like this was a scene where I'm just like, the acting's off, bro. The acting's off, and I was kind of shocked that we saw this scene in this episode, because in the game the buildup was a whole lot better. Again, spoilers for the game. In the game, when Ellie finds out that Joel wants to hand him off to Tommy, she runs away.
Yeah, she runs away.
And we're in a completely different area. We're not in this town. In the first game, guys, we don't see this town at all.
Yeah, we're in the at the dam.
We're at a dam that you see in the show. We're at that dam. And so Ellie runs away, and everyone's panicking because, like, what the fuck? Like, she's a cure, and she's off alone in the woods where there's hunters and shit. And so, like, you have this buildup where, like, Joel's mad at Ellie, like, what the fuck? Like, why are you running away? Like, are you crazy? You know how important you are? And then in this show, you don't really have that built up frustration from Joel, really. And here, you just have Ellie kind of annoyed with Joel because Joel just wants to get rid of her in Ellie's mind. And so that is another reason why I don't really like this scene, because I think the build up to it is nowhere near as good as in the game. But the main thing I think is just the acting in this scene between Joel and Ellie. I think it wasn't good. I think it was very rehearsed. That's what it feels like to me. Like they're literally just reading off a script. And here's the thing, I don't blame them. I do not blame Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal for this scene. I don't blame them whatsoever. This is a scene that they both know how important this scene is, and that they.
And I don't think you describe the scene. Yeah.
You want to do that? I just want to get my thoughts on it.
No, yeah, but like for people that are listening, we're talking about the scene where Ellie's in the room reading that diary, and then Joel walks in and stuff, and that scene. I just want to point that out. Go on, Mario.
But yeah, man, I truly believe I think Troy Baker. And I'm pretty sure her name's Ashley Johnson, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure her name's Ashley Johnson. I could be completely wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But I truly believe that those two are if you've never played the game and you have no attention on playing the game, just go on YouTube, watch that part of the game, and then go to this scene in the show. You will see a fucking difference in acting and performance, everything, bro. It's just, I'm like, god damn. I'm like, I love them. I love these two actors as these characters, but like this scene, it just doesn't hit for me, bro. And that's really all I gotta say. I wish they did. I wish they would have done it differently. I wish they would have done it similar to the game in terms of build up. But this is how it happened, and this is just how I overall feel about that scene. I think it kind of fell flat, honestly. For a scene that's so big to people who played the game, for me, it fell flat.
I do agree that the buildup wasn't as good as a game, and I do believe that the game did this scene better. Like
10 times better, bro.
I do agree with that, but I don't think that this scene was that bad as like how you think. I personally liked it. I don't think it was. To me, it didn't fall flat for you like how it did for you. You know. But I do agree that the game was definitely better and the build-up was better. And maybe that could have helped or something. But you just said it was just the acting, right? You just said it was just like the acting was off to you and stuff, right?
And it sucks because
was it Joel? Was it both, or was it mostly Ellie?
It was mostly Ellie, But then like Joel didn't do great either. Like if anything, he only did a little bit better. But like this scene is so important, bro. Like this is the most iconic scene in the game, and maybe in like I would put out there like, and maybe in like gaming history or some shit.
I don't think and I just realized it in the show. I don't think he says the line. It's not important, right? It's just like a little thing. In the game, everybody's like, Ellie, you're threading a mighty thin ice here, or some shit. Remember that? See,
Yeah, I know that.
He doesn't say it in the show. I don't think.
Oh really? Oh fuck, I think he did.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
We always check later.
Yeah.
But if we are, correct us, guys. Like I said.
Yeah. Let us know, guys.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. For me, like I don't think it's like a terrible scene because we've seen Ellie and Joel,
Right.
Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal have scenes where like they hit it up, where the chemistry is amazing, bro. And we see it. We see it in the past 5 episodes. Where I'm like, yo, they really are Ellie and Joel. Like they have that chemistry.
Yeah.
It's just this scene in particular where it's not there, and it just so happens to be one of the most important scenes in the fucking game. And I would say the most important scene in the game where people like, this is a scene, bro, when after I played it in the game, I'm like, bro, this game is on another fucking level. It was this scene right here for me, and for a lot of other players too.
It's a good scene.
Yeah, man, it's an incredible scene in my mind. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna talk about it too long. Honestly, the episode overall is still great. I still think it's not even a bad episode.
Yeah,
that's probably just my biggest critique of the episode, just because that scene is like it's really important to me because it's the scene where I'm like, yo, this scene from the game I'm talking about, it's just so amazing. It takes a lot of emotion out of you in the game, and just I wanted to see it in the show.
If you were to rate that scene from 1 out of 10, what would you rate
that scene alone?
Yeah.
If I were to rate that scene between
1 to 10.
Ellie and Joel from the Last of Us TV show, I would honestly that shit's probably like a 6 or 5, bro. It was okay. 6 or 5, but that scene, and it sucks because like they have that chemistry in the other episodes where it's incredible, but it's just that scene, dude. And like I said, man, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That scene is such a hard thing to pull off, and they say in like after the episode ends, like in like the post credit interview or whatever you want to call it, where like Bella Ramsey says she lost sleep because of it, and I'm sure Joel probably struggled with it too. So I don't blame them, dude. I really don't blame. I'm not mad at them or anything. I'll never be mad at the actors, but don't get it wrong. I'm not like mad at Bella Ramsey or anything like that. Fuck no.
Why not? If she's acting, she's not doing.
She's doing her job. She's doing the job, and
but it's not good. So why aren't you mad?
How about you stop reaching, bitch?
That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying in this scene.
You literally just said the acting wasn't there.
For this scene. But guess what? It's been there for the other episodes.
But that's what I'm saying. It's still on them though, because they're the one.
It's still on them. Yes, don't get me wrong. But the reason why I don't blame them for it.
Personally, I liked it. I liked it more than you.
No, yeah, 100% you did. But nah, man. To me, it's just that it wasn't there, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know. You could just tell, bro, right away.
The game is definitely better, bro.
You can just tell, man.
Like you can hear more emotion.
Yeah, that's
and like their facial expressions. I don't know if you noticed, like Pedro, he was like. He was just more like kind of straight face, but in the game you could see Joel like getting really upset, like this, like really,
I know
like,
what you mean.
like more frustration, more mad.
More frustration that's for sure.
But if you guys listening, if you guys don't know, I mean, go check them out. Go check them out side by side.
Yeah, bro.
Like you'll see what we're talking about. I personally didn't think they did a terrible job, or I didn't think it fell flat. I really liked it. I still think the game did it better, and especially with the build up, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think
bro.
the build up was better in the game. But eventually, Ellie, after that scene, Ellie and Tommy are, getting suited up, ready to go, going to horse stables, and there you see Joel already in the
Joel's like, everyone deserves a choice.
Yeah.
And Joel is like, and you deserve it, so make it around. And immediately Ellie just gives the backpack to Joel, like, I'm picking you, bitch. It doesn't even say, she just gives her shit to Joel.
No, she's like, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's another moment where I was like, oh, okay, that's adorable, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie chose him.
Yeah.
And so we finally get this montage of them just
traveling,
and
it's funny, I just critiqued that show, like, there's no chemistry in that scene. I want to emphasize that. But then you get this scene with them hunting, and I'm just like, there it is. That's the chemistry I'm talking about. Like, where was that in that scene, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's throughout that montage of them traveling, that's when we see more of them getting along with each other and building that connection and stuff. That's what we see. And then they finally, and you know, like I said, man, it would have been cool. Like they traveled a long way, right? It would have been cool to see like them kill a couple zombies, man. That's off the podcast. That's what I was telling Mario. Like I get it, you know. Oh, it's just a story based show, right? I get it. I mean, the game was story based, but I get it too. It's a game. You have to be shooting motherfuckers, or else you would get bored. But I do wish, man, there was more infected. I said zombies. You guys didn't hate me in the comments, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I would infected, man. I do wish I could see more infected. I'm just, it's a nitpick. I'm not saying it has to be there. I'm not saying it's trash if it's not there. No, this episode was still good. It's just me personally, man. I just want to see fucking infected getting their heads blown off or some shit.
I know what you mean.
I want to see some intense moments. I want to see intense moments where, like in the games, where like, an infected pins Joel and you have to press X. I mean,
I know what
square
you mean.
to like get him off. I want to see
Yeah.
scenes like that. Like I want to see more infected, man. But that's just me personally. So they finally make it to this area, right?
This university.
The university, right? And it's abandoned, just like in the game. And they're like, "Huh, no one's here." And they find out that they moved. They packed up and moved to another location. And then we get that scene from the game where like the monkeys.
Yeah, the monkeys are
Like
there.
they hear noises. Oh, maybe they didn't leave. They go to investigate, and it's just monkeys. And was it here where like we're supposed to get the giraffe scene?
No, that's way later in the game.
Oh, is that later?
That's
okay,
later,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
You know they're 100% doing that though.
We gotta see.
No way they don't do it. They put the monkeys in, bro.
Well,
they gotta
these
put the
are
giraffe.
I mean, to be fair, in the game, it looked like a whole Jurassic World, though.
Yeah.
I doubt that they're gonna do that here. But anyways, so in the game, obviously, hunters eventually show up. I think it's hunters. No, it's hunters. It has to be.
It
hunters.
has to be hunters, yeah.
And so in the game, obviously, you're killing them. You got to fight your way throughout and stuff. And once again, guys, spoilers, guys. In the game, there's a scene where you're fighting a hunter, hand-to-hand combat, and they end up falling off the balcony. And then Joel gets impaled by this bar, like when they fall off this balcony. And then Ellie helps him get out of that fucking thing, and they start going out of the way. And Ellie's like, you better stay with me, Joel. It's like you still got to sing for me or whatever the fuck. Or like when I get you out, you better sing for me. And Ellie's there protecting you and stuff, and like helps you get on the horse. And it's a more dramatic scene.
Yeah.
With here, we got a few 3 hunters. They end up fighting with Joel, and Joel ends up overtaking him, knocking him out or whatever. And we find out Joel was stabbed, in the same area where like in the game. And they're like, holy shit, get on. Ellie helps him on the horse. They start riding away. Ellie's like shooting behind and stuff like that. And then we get that scene where Joel is like losing so much blood and ends up falling off the horse. And then that's when she gets off. She's like, Joel, get up. Joel, get up. Like that scene. And to be honest, like I thought it was done good, bro. But I thought the game was better, man. I thought it would have been cool to see them fight and like do that falling off the balcony into that impaling shit. And like it's more dramatic. And then them having Joel like limping and shit, right? It's like Joel limping, trying to find their way out while killing hunters. And not only that, this is another bonding moment where Ellie is like protecting Joel because she cares about him and like protecting him like how we saw in the game. But we didn't really get that in the game. It happened pretty quickly, and he was just like stabbed. It wasn't nothing dramatic and stuff. What do you like?
No, it's something that I'm looking up for the show, the Easter eggs.
Oh, and but yeah, that's pretty much the scene. And when Joel falls off the horse, Ellie gets off. Like, Joel, wake up! Joel, wake up! That's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So this next episode is gonna be crazy. It's got to be it. I mean,
I wonder if they're gonna have the actual voice actor be that character.
You think so?
Because he does the voice so well, and I'm pretty sure he's an actor in real life.
I don't know. We gotta see.
But
that's pretty much. That's
I was about to
how
say
the episode ends.
for an Easter egg we missed.
What was it?
There was one where like Joel dreams of living at a ranch. And yeah.
Oh wait a second. Oh, I think I know. Don't even show me. It's him saying, "Oh, I want a ranch with sheep and shit like that," and it connects to The Last of Us 2 where Ellie is in the game.
Yeah.
Where the ranch is. Yeah. Okay.
And then another part where Ellie.
It wasn't like that in the game though. I don't think he mentioned that in the game, did he?
No. It's just
in the show.
Just in the show.
So they're
It's a cool-
foreshadowing.
they're foreshadowing.
Ah, gotcha.
And then there's another one where
because I did catch that, but I didn't know if it was actually referencing to it.
Okay. But yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's another one when they're on that campfire before they run into the town.
Uh huh.
Where Ellie says she dreams about becoming an astronaut.
Oh yeah,
And you
yeah,
remember,
of course.
And you remember the
In Last
ones
of Us 2 where we get that flashback where for her birthday, they go to that museum.
And then the dam, which we mentioned, that you pass it in the show, but you actually play it in the game. Ellie cannot whistle. That's another Easter egg.
Oh yeah, right.
She tries to whistle. The Jackson settlement. Dina, we talked about Dina. Shimmer, we talked about Shimmer. The outfits. Ellie's sniper lessons. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
part?
that was with Last of Us Part 2, wasn't it? With Tommy.
Yeah, where Tommy teaches Ellie to use a sniper.
That was a
rifle. She
flashback,
first
right?
shoots the wooden target and then upgrades to shooting an infected in the distance.
Yeah, wasn't that Last of Us Part 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a flashback.
And then Joel, right here, when they're at the university, where Joel tells Ellie, "Where like I want to be a singer," and it's like Joel's singing aspirations.
Yeah, that's then I mentioned that.
You
when,
did?
Yeah, don't you remember when in the game I said Ellie was like, "You better sing for me, Joel," and stuff, because like that's what they talked about. And yeah, because that's what happened in the game. Because she's like, "You better stay with me, Joel. You still gotta sing for me," like fucking around while he still hurt a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty.
And the monkey, yeah.
And that's pretty much.
That's all the Easter eggs.
That's pretty much the episode, man. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was solid. I did like it. I have my rating. Do you want me to go first?
You can go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I really did like this episode. It wasn't as great as others, in my opinion, but it wasn't as excellent and amazing as others, right? And I'm gonna give this an 8.
Okay.
It was a great shit. It was a great episode. It was 8 out of 10. It was really really good.
No, bro. I'm
I wonder where you're at, bro. Since that scene was really important to you, man.
Yeah, that scene. But yeah, I mean, that was just that scene.
Because like
in
even
general.
before we started the show, you still what we talk about. You would mention when we're gonna see Ellie's mom. And that scene is, I hope they do that scene right, man. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I know.
You would always mention it.
I
Here
mean,
you go. You got it.
I'm gonna be,
Also tell him. Sorry to cut you off again. You forgot to tell him that you weren't expecting that they were gonna do that scene.
Yeah, I don't know why. I wasn't expecting that scene. Like the way the episode was going, I wasn't expecting it. Because the buildup was different. How they got to it in the game and how they got to it in the show. I was like, oh wow. I was like, what the fuck? They're doing it now? Oh shit. I was surprised. But I mean, probably my biggest complaint would probably be that scene.
Gotcha.
Would be that scene and the build up to that scene. But everything I think outside of that, I think I liked it. I loved it. The show was this is still an enjoyable episode. Like it's not trash because I don't like that scene doesn't mean the whole episode's trash and it's garbage. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that scene was very important to me and I think it fell flat. But what's it called? Everything outside of that, I do wish they would have done more in the university, like you said. That is cool. I mean, that would have been cool. But with all that being said, bro, I'm gonna be with you, man. I'm. This is gonna be my first. My first 8? I don't know if I gave anything else an 8. This might be my first 8 of the show.
Really?
Did I give did I give one of the ones with
Kathleen?
Kathleen, did I give one of those 8?
I think so.
Well, is this either my first 8 or my second 8?
Yeah, I think this is my second 8.
Yeah, because I know this is because that scene definitely drops it. Doesn't make it a 9. If they would have nailed it, bro, this might have been my first 10. Honestly, if they would have nailed that scene,
that whole scene just bumps it up.
My only hope now is that they get the fucking mom right, man. Because we don't know. Dude, we don't know.
No. I want the scene where where Joel saves Ellie and all that stuff, and like the end. I want that to be perfection because that's like the moment where like you're like shocked and you feel it and you're like, damn, that's the end of the game. Like what?
Yeah. No, I want that scene just because I just don't know. But we don't know jack shit about Ellie's mom, bro. So it'd be cool to know more about her. And if they nail that, bro, I'm gonna be like, yo, it's fucking lit. But that part too, man. If they gotta know that shit right too. That's another important scene. Even the next episode, it's important. I wonder if they're gonna do like a little homage to like the rabbit.
What do you mean?
Because remember in this part, because right now she's trying to find shit to help Joel. Yeah. You know the little Easter egg, that famous clip of that one streamer girl playing Last of Us, and she's like, "Oh, what a cute rabbit!" And then boom, Ellie just kills her with an arrow. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh." I wonder if they do that. That'd be funny as fuck. But I think they are going to show it. Like, how could they not? But I mean, that next episode, man. I hope they nail this next one because this shit raw. It's like a cool little like side quest story. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a big one. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of I'm calling it, bro. I think this is where we're going to see Troy Baker in this episode.
You think so?
I think we're going to see Troy Baker in this episode. It has to be. It makes sense. When we only got 3 left.
Yeah.
And I can't call Ellie's mom because motherfucker, that was never in the game. So I don't know when that's gonna
Yeah,
appear.
you're right. I mean, we got to see, man. We got to see how it plays out. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be our review. We both gave it an 8. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Also, before I end it off really quickly, if you guys have any recommendations or anything, questions, comments, or whatever, make sure you guys comment down in the video. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for listening once again. Remember, don't let your past haunt you. Take care.
Peace.